G'day guys and gal, in Warhammer 40k you definitely aren't lacking for bad guys, or antagonists. Even the good guys are just lesser shades of asshole. In saying that though, some bad guys are badder than the rest, completely evil, devoid of mercy and restraint, and would honestly be full of mustache-twirling villains if Chaos wasn't so bad for growing facial hair. These super bad guys are the Black Legion, a legion of Astartes born from the ashes of the Sons of Horus, led by Abaddon the Despoiler, a pretty mid-main bad guy who is just trying his best. Regardless if you see them as the galaxy's greatest threat or a bunch of tryhards that don't accomplish much, one thing remains the same: their lore is pretty damn interesting. Before we get started, although some 40k games seem to be a little cursed in the quality department, there are a few gems sprinkled in there: Space Marine, Dawn of War, and Inquisitor Martyr, just to name a few of the best ones. Well, I'm happy to say that Inquisitor Martyr is back in its remastered form, as it has just launched on both Xbox One and PS5. The remaster, called the Ultimate Edition, comes with updated 4K textures and graphics, 25 pieces of DLC content, cross-gen multiplayer so people with the game on the older consoles aren't getting left in the dust, as well as the new ability to play co-op with a mate on the one console, something that seems to be pretty bloody rare these days. Online you can play it with up to 4 people. For those of you who don't really know Inquisitor Martyr or haven't really played it, it's a top-down grim action RPG where you play as one of 4 Inquisitor types as you murder the horns off the forces of Chaos. If I had to compare it to any other game, I'd say it reminds me of Diablo 3. Considering Diablo 3 slaps hard, this is a very good thing. So if you want to smash, eviscerate, and annihilate the enemies of the Emperor, then use the link below. Cheers to Nacon for sponsoring this video. Today we'll go over the lore of the Black Legion, focusing on their origins, main characters, as well as how they were able to take the broken Sons of Horus and turn them into arguably the strongest Chaos sub-faction. Let's get into it. Chaos isn't really full of reasonable, understanding people. When shit goes wrong, the followers of the ruinous powers will point fingers, deflect blame, and punish each other. Well, when Horus was killed by the Emperor at the climax of the Horus Heresy, shit went very, very wrong for the followers of Chaos. Their demonic allies abandoned them and their armies were broken, causing them to have to perform this mad route back to the Eye of Terror, getting hunted and slaughtered the entire time. It was humiliating. Once proud legions who were respected across the galaxy were now a bunch of despised cock junkies because they chose wrong and they fumbled the mother of all bags. Someone had to be blamed for their newfound shitty lives. Someone had to be punished. With Horus dead, the traitors couldn't exactly blame him, or at least couldn't rub his balls with a cheese grater to pay him back for leading them to damnation. So the next best things were his sons, the Sons of Horus. The Sons of Horus were hit hard. They no longer had their Primarch, their key leaders who could have led the Legion in Horus' stead were either dead, on walkabout, or had remained true to the Emperor's cause. On top of that, the other traitor legions took turns fucking them in the ass, killing their Astartes and looting their shit. The Sons of Horus were also super dumb, experimenting with demonic possession in the most retarded way possible, letting a demon possess them, then trying to switch Chaos God to allow a different demon in, often resulting in them becoming a meat puppet vegetable. The Sons of Horus were blasting full speed towards extinction until Abaddon rose up to the plate and became their new daddy, in badass fashion. Now before I describe how, I want to iterate that I don't think Abaddon is a particularly bad character or that he shouldn't exist. I just think that GW wanting him to be the main antagonist for the entire setting is laughable, considering how many times he's had his ass kicked, how uncompelling and unrelatable of a character he is, as well as just his overall unoriginality. He would be a dope raid boss or a legendary secondary antagonist, just not the main bad guy. Anyway, to Abaddon's credit, his method of taking command of his legion was pretty cool, you know, if a bit of wank. Basically, he thought all his Legion brothers were fucking retarded, so he took the Sons of Horus' capital ship, the Vengeful Spirit, and went for a little journey through the Eye of Terror, going on a bit of a well-earned vacay after the centuries of non-stop war and fighting he had just endured. Meanwhile, the Sons of Horus were attacked by the Emperor's children, who stole the corpse of their Primarch Horus, in the ultimate act of disrespect and because they wanted to make a Horus clone, more or less bringing the War Master back to life. As Abaddon was having his little trip into the depths of hell, he decided that the fate of the traitor legions should not be to engage in civil war and debauchery until they burn themselves out, but instead to unite as warriors, no longer bound by politicians, but governed by strength and will. He also believed that Horus had already had his chance and had failed. He did not deserve a second chance and was unworthy to lead the traitor legions. Hence, Abaddon summoned some of the most powerful and influential traitor space marines to him, threw a massive ship at the Emperor's Children world, and then killed the clone of Horus in a 1v1. Now if it sounds super retarded that Abaddon, a space marine, is able to kill a Primarch, there's actually a good in-law reason for it. Primarchs aren't just advanced bodies, they also possess godlike souls, so whilst Fabius Bile was able to clone Horus's body, he could not replicate the special destiny-bending special source that is the soul of a Primarch, meaning this clone of Horus was nothing compared to the real deal. However, the Traitor Legions weren't ones for these kind of details. To them, Abaddon had just beaten the Emperor's Children, who were one of the most powerful Traitor Legions at the time, as a result of them suffering pretty low casualties during the Horus Heresy, as well as them completely embracing the power of Slaanesh. Abaddon had also killed a fucking Primarch. This was enough to certify Abaddon as a badass, with most of the remaining sons of Horus bending to his will and declaring him their new lord. Now the Black Legion didn't just become this hectic threat straight away. Abaddon had to kick the shit out of a fuckload of Traitor Astartes in countless shows of strength to get them to follow him. So whilst the Imperium thought the last of the traitors were tearing each other apart, Abaddon was actually building the largest Chaos Force seen since the Horus Heresy. When he deemed his army powerful enough, Abaddon, the new lord of the Black Legion, strode forth and attacked the Imperium. The Imperium was taken completely by surprise, as Abaddon and his Black Boys tore them a new asshole. Eventually, Abaddon came face to face with the legendary but aged Sigismund. Despite Sigismund actually kind of winning the duel by landing a fatal blow on Abaddon, Abaddon's plot armor saved the day, as he was able to tank a massive black sword through the chest, which, isn't super lore friendly, and then cut Sigismund in half with his talon. This was his message to the Imperium that the forces of the Traitor Legions were not done or destroyed. They were here to fuck bitches and chew bubblegum, and they were all out of bitches. To reward Abaddon for doing something actually pretty cool, the Chaos Gods led him to the Tower of Silence, where he was able to claim the extremely overpowered demon sword, Draknian. Basically, it was a sword that was actually the most powerful demon in the setting. Even though Abaddon was now brokenly overpowered with his new fancy sword, like if you look at the feats of power he shows after getting it, it's like 10% him and 90% the sword, him choosing to keep it as a sword rather than set the demon free was a massive boon for the Imperium. If this demon was set free, it legitimately would be able to cut its way through Terra into the Imperial Palace and probably kill the Emperor. After all, it could cut through Custodes and Sisters of Silence like they were nothing. From here, Abaddon would launch Black Crusade after Black Crusade, each time gaining more renown and attracting more and more legionnaires to his banner. Now, whilst Abaddon might seem racist by the fact that despite calling his legion black, when its ratio of people of color is wildly low, he is in fact the opposite. Any Astartes from any legion is welcome to join the Black Legion, with the Sons of Horus only making up a small portion of its overall numbers. This makes fighting the Black Legion pretty difficult, as they can employ literally any technique against you. Their infiltration divisions are Night Lords, their berserkers are World Eaters, their rapists are Emperor's Children. Just an overall wildcard that's really hard to prepare for. With the Black Legion being considered one of, if not the strongest Traitor Legion, Abaddon had inherited the mantle of Warmaster of Chaos, being blessed by all 4 Chaos Gods, and even has a pretty decent win rate considering he is a Chaos character. He was even able to get all the Demon Primarchs to acknowledge his new title. Despite this power, not all of Chaos bends to his will. The Iron Warriors and Death Guard are at full strength, and owe no real fealty to the Black Legion, whilst none of the Traitor Primarchs directly serve or fight for Abaddon, instead only occasionally giving him indirect help or leveraging the distractions caused by the Black Legion to launch their own invasions of Imperial space. To be fair though, if Chaos united in ordered fashion, it wouldn't really be Chaos now, would it? Abaddon isn't the only big boy of the Black Legion though, there are others which are just as impressive. Foremost is the Thousand Sun Sorcerer Kaon, who was the one that dragged the meteor ship through the warp to throw at the Emperor's Children's world, using nothing but his psychic might. Kaon is a pretty swell dude, as far as evil people go. He fought with courage and honor during the Great Crusade, and was one of the few Thousand Sons that stood against Ahriman and tried to prevent his rubric, which damned most of the remaining Thousand Sons. He befriended a Dark Elder and saved her life, helped find Abaddon when the traitors needed him most, and even gave Magnus the Red, his own Primarch, such a massive sigh kick to the balls that the big red man fell to his knees before Abaddon. Overall, he's just a massive fucking asset. The dude was even even once ambushed by 5 Grey Knights, and despite a good scrap, was able to beat all 5 of them. In recent times, Kaon made a bit of a bizarre move. He willingly surrendered himself to the Inquisition at the start of the 13th Black Crusade to tell them the tale of Abaddon, the Black Legion, and pretty much everything. Overall, just a great fucking loremaster. Very dedicated, and if he ever makes a YouTube channel, then I'm screwed. Falkus Kyber is another key member of the Black Legion. Originally, he was second in command of the Justaerin, the Sons of Horus elite Terminator squad. During the Heresy, he was a bit of a Horus cocksucker, always staying by the Warmaster and even almost sabotaging the traitors in his attempts to be a loyal little lapdog to Horus. He would go on to fucking die to Space Excalibur, wielded by Nathaniel Garrow, aka the most badass Space Marine to ever live. But due to some whoop spaghetti, he actually survived as a possessed Chaos Marine. In his new form, he was to become one of the original founding members of the Black Legion, who found Abaddon and curb stomped the Emperor's children. He is still vibing to this day, now being Abaddon's cute little lapdog rather than Horus's. So what is the Black Legion currently up to? Well, everything. Since the fall of Cadia, which was the Black Legion's doing, they've been able to strike out at the Imperium from 1,000 different fronts and angles. Abaddon has delegated a lot of his commanders to a lot of different war zones. Chief amongst those is Vigilus, which is a world that more or less acts like a door between both sides of the galaxy, ever since it was cut in half by the Great Rift. The Black Legion also desperately tried and failed to prevent the resurrection of Guilliman. Despite Abaddon and his Black Legion being the big bads for the fall of Cadia, which has fucked the galaxy in the ass big time, I do appreciate the fact that GW has realized that there is more than one bad guy in 40k. So whilst the Black Legion remain a massive threat, it was the Death Guard and Mortarion who nearly destroyed Ultramar. It's the Silent King who is currently cooking up the most apocalyptic plan in the setting, and it's this new weird Chaos God Thingo dude that is about to do something spicy. The Abaddon wank has been put to the side to allow us to engage with the new and more interesting villains. As I've said, I don't hate Abaddon as an antagonist. His rigid belief in strength over everything else is cool. I just don't like him as the main or primary antagonist, and it seems like GW is finally moving on from that. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, then pick up the heavily discounted Major Kill Nude cosplay calendar. I'm throwing the rest of these out tomorrow, so this is literally the last chance. Hit the subscribe button, then hit the real subscribe button for more black content. Join the Discord for more memes, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.